What's going on, you guys? I hope you're all having a great morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you may be watching this video. I know how much you guys absolutely love whenever we install new parts on my 86. If you look closely, you'll see that I have quite a few boxes sitting in the garage. What's inside this box right here is what we're going to be installing on the 86 today. And you might already be able to tell just by the shape of the box what it is. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get the 86 all started up and let it warm up for a few minutes. That way we can pull it back into the garage and start working on it. You'll notice in the front, I currently have a front splitter on the car. If you take a look at the rear of the car, you may notice that I don't have any sort of rear diffuser installed, and that's because I'm currently running this rear bash bar. But then if you come around to the side of the car, you'll notice that I don't have any sort of side skirts, which is why I'm super excited to go ahead and get this package finally unboxed. I was waiting for the perfect time to get these parts installed on the 86. So while I'm getting everything taken out of the box, I figured I would tell you guys a little bit about ExtremeOnlineStore, who's actually the company that sells these side skirts. I actually already have a bunch of their parts on my 86 currently, like their front splitter and the carbon fiber hood that they sell. I'm absolutely in love with the way that the front splitter and the hood looks on my car, so I figured I would love to see how their side skirts would look on the car as well. So before we get this package fully unboxed, I just wanted to say a huge massive shout out and thank you again to ExtremeOnlineStore. If you guys are looking for any sort of aftermarket parts for your vehicle, I highly recommend going down in the description below and checking out ExtremeOnlineStore. I'm super excited to see how these are gonna look. Package right here. Oh my gosh. Now, it may be a little bit hard for you guys to be able to tell, but this is actually a glossy black finish on these side skirts. If you guys take a look over on my front splitter that I currently have on the car, you'll notice that it's a matte black finish. I think the gloss black should be a really nice change, and I'm super excited to see how these side skirts are gonna look. Let's go ahead and bring them over to the garage and we'll get them installed onto the car. I brought both the side skirts over here just so we can go ahead and just kind of test fit them, see how they're supposed to line up. I'm pretty sure it goes something a little like this right here. Man, that's gonna look so good. So I'll go ahead and bring the other side skirt to the passenger side. What I found to be really helpful is I actually put a jack underneath the side skirt just so I can get an idea of where I need to mock things up at and how everything looks. All right, you guys, so there's actually a couple ways that you can go about installing these side skirts. One way that you can go about doing it is actually going ahead and getting the side skirts mocked up onto the car and drilling in from underneath. The second method, which I'm pretty sure is what I'm gonna go ahead and do, is actually take off this entire rocker panel. Doing it this method will allow you to secure it with nuts and bolts rather than using self-tappers to fasten it in. The first thing that you guys are gonna go ahead and do is actually jack up the car. I chose to jack it up from the rear because I have my rear bash bar. Now, it may be a little bit difficult for you guys to actually see, but there's about 4 clips that you're gonna have to take off in the rear. There's around 5 of these bigger circle pop clips that you guys see right here in the middle. And if you come around to the front, you'll see that there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. You guys may have already noticed that I have these carbon fiber vents right here. I'm actually gonna have to peel back the bottom of it just so I can get the rocker panel off. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get all the clips taken off. Now that I went ahead and got all the clips taken off, I'm actually gonna work on getting this carbon fiber vent taken off. Once everything's fully removed, you just grab your trim tool and just kind of work your way down the rocker panel and everything should just pop off. You're gonna wanna actually go ahead and open up the door and come around to right over here. And just like I said, just gonna work your way down the rocker panel until all the clips are undone. Just like so, you guys. Now that everything's taken off, we can actually grab the rocker panel and go ahead and set it off to the side. Now that I showed you guys how to take off the rocker panel on the driver's side, I'm gonna go ahead and do that same process on the passenger side. So as you can tell, I have the driver's side and passenger side rocker panels both taken off the car. What I'm gonna actually go ahead and do now is run up to Home Depot just so I can buy some hardware to install the side skirts. Now that we got everything that we're gonna need, let's go ahead and head back home. So what I'm thinking about doing is actually pulling the car out onto the driveway. That way we just have the entire room in the garage to work on the side skirts. We're gonna use the drill to actually come around to all the pre-cut holes on the bottom of the side skirt and drill out for the rocker panel. So I went ahead and got all the bolts underneath the side skirts. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is just flip it around so that way I can get all the nuts fastened down onto them. All right, you guys, so it's actually getting a little late out, as you can tell. I think I'm actually gonna call it for tonight and pick this back up in the morning. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and move the side skirt off to the side. That way we can go ahead and get the car pulled back in. All right, good morning, you guys. It's officially the next day. I was taking a look at the side skirts overnight. Unfortunately, it seems that we ran into an issue. These side skirts actually, if you guys can see, already have pre-cut holes like I had mentioned earlier. If you take a look at the rocker panel, however, you'll see that they have these holes right here for, I believe, for these bigger clips right here. That way it actually holds the panel in. I just wanted to make sure it was extra secure, which is why I decided to go with the bolts and nuts. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like these side skirts were designed to be used with bolts and nuts. However, I might have found a way around that. But if you guys are choosing to install these exact same side skirts on your car, I honestly would probably just recommend just jacking the car up and using some screws to drill the side skirts in with the rocker panels on the car instead of taking them off like what I did. But like I said, I just wanted to make sure these were secured. What I think I'm gonna go ahead and do is, if you guys can see, I'm actually probably gonna try and just cut a little square out on each of where there's holes like this. That way I can fit underneath the car and put these clips in. I mean, that worked, it worked. Honestly, if you guys take a look, it's not the cleanest of cuts, but that should work for what we need to do. I'm gonna go ahead and try and do that for the rest of them. Everything looks good. We should be able to get all the clips underneath the rocker panel and side skirt now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side skirt fitted onto the rocker panel and get it drilled in. So I just got finished cutting up all the holes and drilling in all the bolts and nuts. Now both the side skirts are fully ready to be put back onto the car. Let's go ahead and get the 86 all started up, pull it back into the garage. That way we can test fit everything to make sure it's fitted properly. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take off this vent just so I can get the rocker panel back on. Then I'll go ahead and install it back on after I get everything fully put back in place. These are one of the first mods that I actually did on the car, and I've never taken them off. Man, that is dirty underneath there. We should be able to get the actual rocker panel back onto the car now though. Now that we got the side skirts fully installed, I was actually thinking about going to a spot where I can go ahead and grab some photos and videos of how the new side skirts turned out. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get the car started up and we'll head out to the photo shoot location. I actually just got to this spot right here where we can go ahead and grab some photos and videos of how the new side skirts look. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cut into the cinematics. We actually just now made it to the second spot that I wanted to go and take photos of. We should hopefully be able to get some pretty cool photos here. It's at like a boat ramp, and then there's some pretty nice spots over here. I actually just got finished up taking those photos and videos of how the new side skirts look. You guys are gonna have to let me know down in the comments below what you think. I'm honestly in love with the way they look, and they're super aggressive in my opinion. So now that we got finished up taking the photos and the videos, let's go ahead and head back home. So next day, I never actually got an opportunity last night to outro the video, but I also quickly just wanted to show you guys once again how the new side skirts look on the car. They turned out absolutely amazing in my opinion. Make sure you guys go down in the description below and check out ExtremeOnlineStore's website if you're interested in any aftermarket parts for your vehicle. If you stayed this far into the video, I figured I would just give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek into the next week's video. You guys may have noticed that my front splitter has actually been damaged for like the past month or two. I tried fixing it myself, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. So in the next video, I'll be removing this front splitter to replace it with something new. So if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a like down below. It helps me out so much. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. That way you can stay up to date on the content that I post with my 86, just like this. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.